Thank you very much for having me. In the next few minutes, I would like to lead you into the world of organ building, and I will try to show you how this might have any little impact on in our digital world. If you think back in history, the organ is a far older instrument than you might imagine. It has been invented in the 3rd century before Christ, and basically, already at that time, that was a very important step into the digital century. If you think of, as a player of the pipe organ, you always have to make two decisions. You have to switch on and off the sound color, and you have to switch on and off the note you play. And only if you sort of bring those two signals from 0 to 1, then you get the signal, then you get the pipe to speak. And that's basically the invention of the cross circuit. And this is very important for later developments that we had 2 millenniums later and that are changing our time today. As you can imagine, pipe organ builders do work a lot in churches. In the next few minutes, I will show you far too many pictures, mainly all pictures of projects that my little company with 65 people working together in a very close team did in the past 20 years. Projects like Cologne Cathedral that you see here, projects like Hamburg St. Michael's Church, projects like Zaragoza, the cathedral. Here a very traditional example, also a project in Bonn, Germany, in a church where Beethoven, a few hundred years before, was the organist, or in Marburg, St. Elizabeth. You can see that pipe organs are in churches here in Mainz, St. Stephan, where Marc Chagall did build the beautiful windows, but also in concert halls. And this is mainly about those instruments in concert halls. Here it's Birmingham Symphony Hall that you see. I know that you have to face far too many pictures in a very short period of time, but I think it's important that you see that all of them are very individual and they are custom-made. And I think there is really this desire of human beings to have things custom-made and especially made for them. That's not only with the architecture. Right now you see here Buenos Aires, where we did complete an instrument in this new Centro Cultural Bicentenario 2 years ago. But it is also about sound. People would like to hear sounds that are similar to them. So our idea behind pipe organs is that pipe organs do speak a language. And I think the language needs to be the language of the area where you place your pipe organ. It's a form of respect, and we have made very good experiences with that. We are not building pipe organs for a small group of highly educated musical lovers. We would like to draw the attention to sort of the wider societies, to enable everybody to enjoy that instrument that for a very long time was only existing in our society in churches. Here you see just Moscow, the International House of Music, with its pipe organ. Here you see Singapore. Those are all projects we did in the past 20 years. So that you see, this is a worldwide experience. People have this desire of sound. Here you see Beijing, the National Grand Theater. Fantastic building with its big pipe organ that we did create there. I think the important experience is that this human desire to sit in a room of music and to find also time to relax. Here you see Madison Symphony Hall, and you see the cooperation between different parties involved, which is very important in pipe organ building. You see that the architect, Cesar Pelli, took his big pencil and said, "Philip, what you drew there is far too boring. I would like the pipe organ to look like that." And I was first a little bit shocked, and then that's the design we created together with his input. Or also in Khanty-Mansisk in Siberia, areas where you would not expect a pipe organ. The Twin Tower in Kuala Lumpur, some of the most beautiful buildings of the world do have those instruments. Muscat, Oman in the Arabian world, where also you may not expect a pipe organ to sound. And it's really this desire of human beings to sit in a warm bath of music, to deep into this, and to have experiences and feelings that are beyond our sort of just digital experiences, and we would like to share this together. So Auckland Town Hall, you see here, Iowa, another project, or in the next year we will be doing the new instrument in Kaohsiung in Taiwan in the WWY. The Elbphilharmonie in Hamburg has just shown that there is this strong desire and there is an influence from both worlds on each other. I think that all this experience of having a lot better communication methods, that people come together, does also change our wish to experience music. In earlier times, we always had this front-back experience. There was a stage and people were sitting in the back and listening to music, and it was like a show which you would just experience. Today, I mean, we have such good loudspeaker systems, we have such good possibilities to hear through headphones. We have a lot of technical possibilities, so basically nobody would need to go into a concert hall. And in the Elbphilharmonie, we have been thinking for a very long period about that. How can we make this so attractive that people still would like to go? And yes, the Elbphilharmonie is also, from its architecture, an extremely interesting building. But our way of doing it was to say music has to sit in the center, and it is also very important, the experience of not only listening to music, sitting in this warm bath of music, but also seeing other people while we are doing this. This sharing element is very important. And that's probably also so important that we are meeting here, because we can not only listen to something, but at the end we can also immediately exchange our ideas about what we have heard and learned. And as you know, pipe organs, I don't want to bore you with that, are very complex instruments. An instrument of a middle size has several thousand pipes, the smallest being several millimeters, the longest being 12 meters long. And it's a lot about acoustics and reflections. And as you all know, we have our ears on the sides and not on the front. And many things in our society are designed the way as if we had our ears in the front. Some people using their phone like that and sort of telling us all about their private lives. They sort of sometimes feel that the ears are here and not here. And I think this is going to change. And if you see here an empty concert hall is something rather really boring, not as exciting, but and this is sort of like a traditional example of a concert hall front to back. But I think the future is this, what we see and experience here in the Elbphilharmonie. Those pictures were taken at the inauguration on Wednesday. And it's so much about not only listening to music, but sharing this experience together, that doing it together, this way of sharing the experience of sitting in a warm bath of music, of really diving into that, and creating like that something that we all need. And it is basically all about passion. And maybe in all our thinking, we should not forget that very important and creative processes in our life really are related to passion and the love to what we do. Thank you very much for your attention.